The following is a Cast Wave Studios production.
Cause you want that tasty treat. It's two fat guys eat. Hello and welcome to another episode of Two Fat Guys Eat on Cast Wave Studios. Sean.
Yeah.
It's interesting because we like to talk about, favorite fast food places and, we talk about where we like to go, where we don't like to go.
Right.
But never have we taken an episode to discuss the concept of something and how it applies to not only us, but also the country, nay, the world. The world. The reason I bring this up is I was actually reading an article the other day about the top 10 best chicken chains in the country. And it did preface, the article's preface is the top 10 fried chicken chains in the country, right? So, of course, I'm curious. I always love a good listicle. And I start reading it, and I'm genuinely confused because it lists places like Zaxby's and Raising Cane's and Chick-fil-A. And I'm like, well, those aren't fried chicken restaurants.
They're fried chicken fingers.
Well, see, that's the thing. So the argument then becomes, it's more of a, I'm being pedantic, but
it's chicken, it's fried.
Yeah. Well, but that's the thing. When you hear the words fried chicken, what do you think of?
Popeyes, KFC.
When you think fried chicken, and I don't mean
like
just
chicken that's fried.
Yeah, exactly. Like arms. Wings, legs, breasts, thighs.
I think of breasts.
Yes.
All day.
All day, every day.
All day. Big old juicy breasts.
Yes. But that's the thing. It's just like this article, though purporting to be strictly about fried chicken, i.e. actual fried chicken, actual bone-in fried chicken.
Yeah.
That sort of label has been subsumed by chicken sandwiches, chicken tenders, chicken nuggets.
Right.
And it made me actually wonder the question, what is the state of fast food fried chicken in America? So we decided as a group we were going to check out the 4 major chains in the country that do fast food, bone-in fried chicken. Now you're wondering, what is the criteria? What's the cutoff? Okay, to be considered fast food, bone-in chicken, obviously has to be, it's a fast food restaurant, it's got to be over 500 locations.
It's got to have a drive-thru.
It's got to have a drive-thru, which in one case it technically did, so it gets away with it. But I'll explain. And that's the thing. I already can hear the angry cries on the internet of like, well, why didn't you include Roy Rogers, or why didn't you include Jollibee? Well, believe it or not, both Roy Rogers and Jollibee have less than 100 locations in the United States.
What's Jollibee? I haven't heard that.
Jollibee is a very popular chain in the Philippines that has recently come to the United States to much fanfare, actually.
Oh.
And they do killer fried chicken. And it is bone-in fried chicken, I want to specify. But there's less than 100 locations in the U.S. And in our particular region, there's like 1 location. So I was like, it doesn't meet the criteria, so it got cut. Maybe in another episode at a later time we can discuss it. But right now, we're hitting chains. We're hitting the 4 major chains, which are Popeyes, obviously, KFC, obviously, Bojangles, and Church's Chicken, which I did not know this until less than a few weeks ago. There was actually a Church's Chicken location in the DC metropolitan area. It is literally in the heart of downtown DC. Well, yeah, it's in DC. So it was interesting, but it brings up this whole discussion because obviously everybody's like, oh well, you went to that location's shit, or you go to that location, that's like the best location to go to. Like with real estate, everything is location. So you're not gonna have consistency across brand with chains. Yeah, but that's the thing. That's the risk you take eating fast food. That's just the way it is.
It's a gamble.
It's a gamble. But I was actually pleasantly surprised. I don't, with the one possible exception, I haven't had a bad piece of fried chicken yet, with one possible exception. And we'll get to that in a minute. So, our rubric for, chicken is flavor. Is it seasoned properly? I mean, this is fucking textbook. It's chicken 101. Season your fucking food. It's not a difficult concept. Is it cooked properly? Is the chicken moist? Is it tender? Can I get through it?
Or is it dry?
Is it dry as fuck?
Is it drier than the biscuit?
Yeah. Which, I mean, Christ, that's a whole other episode in itself. Which place does the best biscuit? Again, I could make arguments, but then texture. Is the batter flaky? Is it crispy? Is it crunchy? Or is it greasy? Because you know what? Say what you will about greasy fried chicken. There is a time and place for that. But it's 3 a.m. when you're fucking half a.
When you need the grease.
Yeah, when you're six deep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's not 3 p.m. on a Saturday afternoon when you're just trying to get lunch. So we figured we'd talk about each chain, we'd give you our impressions, and then we'd rank our decisions based on everything we talk about. All right, so I guess we should start with the most recent ones we did, because locally speaking, these two restaurants are literally 2.5 minutes away from each other. We have Popeyes, we have KFC. So, and those are the ones we specifically ate this evening. So I figured they're the freshest in our mind. Let's talk about those.
Okay.
All right. Obviously, Popeye's super famous. I mean, especially just, coming out of the pandemic with its chicken sandwich, with all the bloodshed that caused. But something that's fallen by the wayside, because nowadays when you think Popeyes, you're like, ooh, I'm going to get me the fucking chicken sandwich, yeah.
But originally,
it was huge for bone-in fried chicken.
Yep.
I mean, there are other things on Popeyes.
Still
menu.
is.
Yeah. Honestly, though, my favorite dish from Popeyes was the 2-piece Cajun fish combo. That shit was fucking fire, and when it got pulled from the menu, I was so pissed. Like, they have the fish sandwich now, which is okay, but I'm like, I wish they'd bring the 2-piece fish back, because that was so fucking good. Because now if I want a piece of fast food
as long as that
fish,
sandwich is still there, Jesus Christ, it's so good.
It is good. So I want to say for every single restaurant we went to, we got the same thing. It was 2-piece combo, side and a drink, right? Every single one.
And the two pieces were the same.
Yes, breast and a leg.
A breast and a wing.
Okay, so with Popeyes has either spicy or mild, and in certain cases they have black and stuff, but it's spicier mild, basically. So, going off of our testing metric, I want to say first, flavor, is it seasoned properly? The spicy is. My whole issue with places that quantify their chicken in either spicy or mild, what that's telling me is that we had enough people complaining about our chicken being too spicy, we had to introduce a much blander option to get the bulk of the populace in the door. Here's some milder bullshit chicken for you. Yeah,
for you honkies.
Yeah. No, I love the spicy chicken.
Like it's really good though. Like the spicy's good. That's the only one I go to. Like that's the only one that's worth it, honestly. And to be honest, it's not that spicy.
No, it's not. It's mostly black pepper.
But it has more flavor to it.
It's mostly black pepper,
cayenne.
A little paprika for coloring, and cayenne pepper. That's literally what it is. And again, is it good? Absolutely. I mean, so going off the metric, it's like,
flavor's decent.
Is it seasoned properly?
Yes.
Cooked properly? Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was tender as hell. It was nice and moist.
Yeah, they used the fried pressure cookers. Like
they know what they're doing.
Does, yeah.
And obviously, it was very crunchy, very crispy. I wouldn't say overly greasy.
No, it's perfect.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. So
I mean, yes. Now of the two, I would say definitely go spicy because the mild is not worth your time.
Mild is all right. Mild's okay. But compared to the spicy, it's like night and day.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like it's not worth your time to get the mild because you're gonna eat it and you're gonna be like, that's it. This is what I'm getting. Because the mild, I mean, like, there's no seasoning in that. You know what I mean? Like, if that had a little black pepper in the mix, that'd be fine.
So yeah, I'm thinking Popeyes is pretty decent. Just go for the spicy.
Yeah, just you got to go spicy. I mean, I couldn't tell you. Like, you go to Popeyes and you're just like, I mean, that's the thing. Popeyes, like, I'm more shocked that Popeyes has moved, like, the focus of Popeyes marketing campaigns have moved away from the bone-in fried chicken and more towards the sandwiches and other stuff.
I'm surprised because their fried chicken's still good.
Yeah, no, they're consistently pumping out good chicken. So I'm just confused by that.
Here's the thing, like, their mashed potatoes and Cajun gravy is, like, the best.
I'd go with that.
I mean, I get way more excited for that than the chicken.
Isn't that weird, though? Like, you're like, oh, I'm more excited by a side than I am by my main.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, in terms of flavor, you should always, like, if you, the piece of chicken that's going to have more flavor, no matter where you go, is always going to be the thigh. 100%. Mm-hmm. But we had to be fair here, gathering everything across the way, and it's much easier to fuck up a breast than it is a thigh.
But I will admit, like I said, I haven't really had a bad piece of chicken yet, except for our second restaurant that we ate today, which was KFC. Now, here's the funny thing about KFC, right? There's a local Facebook group for our town where, people who are, like, into the food scene can get some recommendations, things like that, right? It's called the Frederick Fatty. I wish I was kidding. That's the name of the group. So, when we started doing prep for this episode, I wanted to get... Because, obviously, KFC's decline as a fast food entity, it's out there. It's not like a secret. But I wanted to give it a fighting chance, So I very earnestly asked this group, hey, which KFC in Frederick is the best? Well, as you could probably fucking figure, this opened the deluge of comments. Most of them are just like, no, don't go to KFC. Go to an actual good chicken place. I'm like, I get it. I literally had to rewrite the post saying, look, guys, I get it. I know KFC sucks. That's not why I'm asking. I'm asking, it's for science.
It's for science.
Yeah.
It's from a podcast.
It's from a podcast where I get to talk about being a fat shit. No, but...
Alright, so
I just found it funny, and I finally got an actual answer. So I went to that KFC. And, to their credit, like, for instance, I pulled up, I was like, give me two pieces, give me one extra crispy, give me one original recipe. Because that's your options. And then they're like, what kind of, like, do you want white meat or dark meat? I like white meat. So, but I was like, I'll admit, though, of all 4 restaurants, they were the only ones who asked me, do I want white meat or dark meat? So I give them that. That's the only restaurant of the 4 that actually posited that question to me. Now, again, we went the same route with every restaurant, so I got white meat. So we ate both their original recipe and their extra crispy, which I'm still trying to understand the difference between the two.
Honestly, the extra crispy just has more breading. I think the original is just your run of the mill. You're running it's original run of the mill.
Okay, well, I'll say this much: by far and away, KFC was the most disappointing. I mean,
and to be fair, it's right after Popeyes, and but as soon as I bit into the original recipe, I was like, something felt off. Like someone put like beef bouillon in there.
Yeah, there's a very artificial meat flavor in there.
Yeah.
It's like, why do you need that? I'm literally biting into a piece of meat. Like, why do you need to try to trick my brain into thinking that I'm eating chicken? I know I'm eating chicken. You don't need to trick me into thinking.
Yeah, the flavor was all wrong.
Right, and that's the thing. And again, it fails.
Yeah, and the extra crispy was slightly better. But not by much.
No, it's not.
It's still the same. It was still the same weird...
Like, weird aftertaste.
I was like, I should be tasting beef.
It was weird.
I don't know what I was tasting.
It's a very weird aftertaste.
Like, Brian had a good thing. It was a good thing, like, when we were eating it the other day. Mm-hmm. And he was like, yeah, it tastes like a bad Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's pretty,
like, this literally tastes
close.
It tastes like a bad Thanksgiving turkey.
So yeah, that's a low score for me from
No, yeah, because honestly, both versions, both original recipe and extra crispy, they fail in every metric. I mean, is it seasoned properly? No. Like, not even, like, the most forward note in previous years of having it has been black pepper. I didn't even taste that this time. So how do you fuck that up?
It was more salt.
I barely got that too. I mean, is it cooked properly? I mean, yeah, fine. It was a little moist. I mean, again, how do you...
The extra crispy is a little more moist than the original.
Right. And then texture...
It was actually kind of dry.
Yeah, but then texture-wise, I mean, original recipe's greasy as fuck. Like, I mean, literally, the fucking batter, like, there's, like, no crispness to it.
The extra crispy, I felt, it had the consistency of those Nature Valley bars. You know, fucking crumbs everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had that, like, you took a bite of extra crispy and it all just falls down. Like, it falls
down onto the floor.
It falls down like the proverbial crumbs coming out of Cookie Monster's mouth.
Yeah.
Like it's all crumbs.
Yeah.
All on the ground, all on your plate now. Like, you have to go in one by one and eat them if you want to eat everything. Mm-hmm. Like, it was annoying. Mm. So, I don't know. I didn't like the texture.
No. It's bad. They're all bad. It's all bad.
It's coming up, too.
Well, try and keep it down for the episode.
No!
Alright, so next I want to talk about Church's chicken, which, again, I was shocked to find that, A, Church's was still open. Because I hadn't seen a fucking Church's chicken since I lived in Atlanta, which was like the late 90s. So I haven't seen one since then. So that shocked me. And then I'll say this was... When I say, like, location matters, this location was... Let me put it this way. I walk in the door, and instead of a carpet or, like, you know, a mat to, like, wipe your feet, there's a cardboard box that's been folded up and just laid there.
That's fine.
Then I walk in the door, and the first thing I see is...
Usually, when I walk in to a place, and it looks like absolute junk, like, I'm either, like, excited because I know I'm gonna have...
It's a diamond in the rough.
It's usually a diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
Or I'm terrified.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be horrible. Like...
It was a little column A, a little column B. Mind you, again, I walk in, I see the cardboard mat, you know, but then I look up to order my food, and I'm like, oh, there's a riot window between me and the cashier. I was like, okay.
Signs, this is a bad neighborhood. If there's a riot window.
I mean, it's DC. I don't know what I was expecting.
It's DC, right?
Yeah.
It's big cities like that.
So I order, I get the 2-piece, and again, they have a similar situation with, like, Popeyes. They have spicy, they have regular. So I get both versions. I bring them back to Frederick, and I guess I drove fast enough that I got them back here in enough time that they were still warm. So
yeah.
Again, it's a very similar situation. The mild's not worth your time. Spicy is the way to go. But I mean, demonstrably better than KFC.
Oh.
I mean,
leagues ahead of KFC.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, I'd say the regular was seasoned, is bland. The spicy was seasoned well enough that I wouldn't say it was, like, overly spicy, less spicy than Popeyes, but definitely more flavor than KFC.
Way more flavor than KFC, yeah.
So, I mean, I'd say the spicy is seasoned properly. The chicken was moist on both counts. Even the bland batter, you know, I still tasted juiciness in my chicken. Texture-wise, batter was flaky, crunchy on both. So, and again, that was still after like an hour drive. So, that's pretty good. Like the steaming of like basically it wrapped up in my hot box didn't fucking loosen the batter enough to make it like not worth it. So I definitely enjoyed Churches. I wish honestly that there was one closer by so that I could enjoy it more often. Yeah. Because it was
explore
definitely
their menu a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this much. And I know we were talking about biscuits earlier. Their biscuits are actually pretty good because they do honey butter biscuits.
Yeah, those weren't bad.
That's definitely more like a breakfast. Like I would fucking love to eat
like those things in like a breakfast sandwich.
Hell yes. Yeah.
Yeah, some bacon, eggs.
Yeah. Yeah, bacon, egg, or hey, give me a chicken patty on that.
Oh, a fried chicken patty. Oh, spicy, spicy.
Yeah, boy. Which brings us to our final candidate, Bojangles. So, Bojangles, I mean, again, I think the last time I was at a Bojangles was at a wedding in North Carolina 5 or 6 years ago.
That long, huh?
I mean, that's the thing. They aren't. I mean, no, I'm sorry. I did go sooner. It was maybe 2 years ago. But I didn't get bone-in fried chicken like an idiot. I got chicken tenders, which they were okay.
Yeah, so, you went down there to get...
I went down there just, because I was like, I'll get some chicken tenders.
Yeah, I remember you and Brian stopped by my place when I was working at Vision Works, and you just dropped by. I was like, oh, I got Bojangles.
Okay, all right. But
and then my boss was like, can I have some?
Yeah, right.
I was like, here you go.
Yeah. So, but we drove down, and we actually I tried their bone-in fried chicken, because I don't remember the last time I had bone-in fried chicken from Bojangles. And holy shit. That fucking... First of all, they don't have spicy or mild. They have one fucking type of chicken. Their chicken. That's it.
Huh.
It's spiced properly. That's what I appreciate about Bojangles. They're we serve you one type of chicken. If you want it spicier, go get some hot sauce. If you don't like it, how spicy it is, go eat somewhere else. Which again, I don't think you'd have that. I don't think you'd have an issue with this level of spice, even if mayonnaise is your favorite food. It's not that bad, just enough for you to notice it's there. But it's seasoned properly. Its salt and spice is good. The crunch, oh my god. I just I imagine it, and now, even though it's we're recording this at 10:30 at night, I'm like, fuck, I could go for some fucking Bojangles.
We're gonna have one around us pretty soon.
I can only hope. Oh man, I will murder a chicken biscuit. Their chicken biscuits are fire.
I haven't had the chicken biscuit. Had the fried chicken. Had the biscuit.
I mean, because had you ever had? I mean, aside from the chicken strips we brought you that one time, had you ever had Bojangles before?
No.
So what was your first impression of Bojangles?
Of the fried chicken, it was just delicious.
Yeah.
They're extremely juicy. You bite in, and it's automatically a crispy, the texture was really nice. Mm-hmm. So it was crispy without being too hard, and it was soft enough to where you can bite down, but you still get that nice little crunch.
Got that crunch.
It's got the crunch, but it's not it's not like a kettle cooked chip. It's more it's a little bit softer and flaky, almost like it was panko breaded. It was just delicious.
Yeah.
And then the taste was well seasoned. It's got you got the garlic, you got onion powder. It's got a nice even kind of pepper in there. Mm-hmm. And they used something else. I don't know sure what the other seasoning was. Probably paprika. So it was probably very simple, but it just worked. and it was really good.
Yeah.
And like and I was at the time I was really in the mood for fried chicken because we were planning this, and I was like, and I started thinking about it, because often I will fantasize about what food I'm going to be eating next, and I bit into it, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like this is so good.
I want you
And
inside me.
we had like 5 minutes of just silence and chewing and moaning.
Yep.
Just sitting in the parking lot, just going, like, and with the occasional, so good. and it was really like the breast was really good. It was very, very moist. The wing was decent. I'm not really a wing guy. When it comes to fried chicken.
I more would have preferred a drum, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I think we should do drumstick. If we had to redo this, I would say drumstick.
Breast and drums, yeah.
Thigh and drumstick would be the best.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, I think anyway, like it was really good. It was good on all fronts. It was seasoned properly. What was the Rubik's? It was seasoned properly.
It's seasoned properly. The chicken was incredibly juicy.
Oh yeah,
by far and away. In every metric, like KFC is the worst in every metric. I would argue that Bojangles was the best in every single metric.
Every single metric, it was the best.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just the appearance looked better.
It looked better, tasted better,
smelled amazing.
And the thing is like, you're like, oh, well, which would you recommend? The thing is, price point wise, even though drastically different in flavor and texture, all of them are about between $10 and $12. I don't think we paid more than $12 for any of the 4. I think for a two piece meal, 2 pieces of chicken, a side, and a drink, we paid about between $10 and $12 for every single place. So like not one that you don't get over on price point. So we have to honestly judge this solely based on taste, or solely based on our grading rubric. So given that we've discussed all this, I mean obviously Bojangles wins.
Yeah. So if we're gonna start from
if we're gonna rank this,
number 4, KFC. That shit was the worst.
Yeah. Don't go to KFC.
Is it possible to fuck up fried chicken? Yes. And KFC and our local KFC is the answer.
And again, the thing is,
not to shit on KFC like when I'm growing up with it, but it used to be better. I don't know what's changed. I don't know if we just had a bad restaurant.
The East Coast locations suck.
Yeah.
Because I keep hearing people talking about like West Coast locations are fucking fantastic, and I'm like, I cannot see how can that be that different.
Management can take
maybe management gives more of a shit about quality control. I don't know.
Maybe.
But KFC's fourth because it's
KFC's
trash.
fourth, trash. Number 3, Church's chicken. It was decent.
It was very decent.
It had some okay flavor, but it wasn't my favorite. It's just kind of meh. So that's 3.
Yeah, no, that was good. Like the spicy chicken from Church's is good. I feel like
it needed to be more spicy.
There needed to be more spice. Yeah,
there wasn't enough spice. There wasn't enough flavors in Church's, honestly.
Yeah.
And then number 2 is Popeyes. It's always a solid choice. I mean, like their entire menu is great, but like in terms of just basing it off of the chicken, like Popeyes fried chicken's like the spicy is the GOAT when it comes to like spicy fried chicken. That's the GOAT. Now, the best of all time, Bojangles.
Yeah.
They don't give you the option of spicy or mild. They get it right the first time.
Yeah. Like we don't need to give you 2 options for types of fried chicken. We're giving you 1.
And this is the one thing we're good at. And this is the one thing we repeat to be good at. And we're just doing this over and over. We may have different variations of fried chicken or biscuits or mashed potatoes, but it's the same shit. And our menu can fit in a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Like, without small, like, with 20-point font.
Yeah. No, and I will argue that, like, I don't think you could find better fast food bone-in fried chicken. I mean, again, I know people in the comments are going to be like, you should try Jollibee, you should try Roy Rogers. I'm like, maybe I'll try that in a future episode. We'll see what we can do. Because honestly, most of the complaints I got was that we should do local restaurants. Since Fried Chicken Day is coming up in June or July, I believe.
We'll do that for Fried Chicken Day.
Yeah, we'll do that for Fried Chicken Day.
This was just a kind of a celebration of national fried chicken.
Yeah.
And also, we wanted to be inclusive to people that may not have a Jollibee's near their location, us, or they may not have a insert restaurant.
Yeah.
Insert local restaurant here.
So I would say if you are within spitting distance of a Bojangles, go to Bojangles and you won't regret it. It's so worth it. Like,
it's the best.
It is by far and away the best fried chicken I've had from a fast food place. Which, again, doesn't sound like a lot, but it turns out that fast food fried chicken is actually pretty good. Just, you gotta know where to go. And hopefully we've helped you a little bit past that.
Go to Bojangles. If you can't find Bojangles,
go to Popeyes.
Popeyes, get the spicy.
Yes. Also, interestingly enough, I think I'd rank of the biscuits from each of these places, I'd rate the exact same way. Bojangles biscuits take first, Popeye second, Church's third, fucking KFC last.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree.
Is it weird that KFC is just, like, consistently shit?
Side tangent on biscuits. The best biscuit I've ever had.
Okay.
Was in Minneapolis. In that place,
corner diner.
That corner diner.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That like, it was the size of, like, what was it? You know those lids for the 32 ounce, like the sheets big gulp.
Yeah.
It was the circumference of that, and it was like stacked out like 2-3 pucks high, hockey pucks high. It was really really good. And it was fluffy too.
Local places always
fluffy.
Local places always get it right.
No, it's just a quick biscuit shout out.
No, but here's the thing though, right? So, like, I hadn't had a Bojangles biscuit in forever. It's like, I think the last time I went, and I now appreciate, like, just how good that is, because, like, today we had KFC, we had Popeyes, and I was just like, okay, Popeyes biscuits, I honestly, if you had asked me that same question a week ago, I probably would have given it to Popeyes for biscuits, right? Then I had the Bojangles biscuit, and I was like, oh, holy shit, where have you been, my life?
I just realized that this area is not really a good area for fried chicken.
For
chains,
fast food fried chicken.
Fast food fried chicken.
Gotta clarify.
Not a really good area for fast food fried chicken. No, I'm not, obviously we didn't go to Watson's because, that's down the street, and that's not fair.
That's not fair.
That's not fair to the other. The others.
That's not fair to the other children.
Yes.
Well, we appreciate you spending about another 40 minutes with us on Two Fat Guys Eat. Join us next time when we talk about some other delightfully sugar or fat involved type of
go on to Castaway Studios Facebook page, or
hit us up on social media and let us know what you'd like us to talk about.
Yeah, really, because we need more suggestions of places to eat and ideas for episodes.
Yes, and we want to hear from you, our fellow fatties.
Please, fellow fatty.
Please, fellow fatties.
Join us.
One of us.
Weeble wobble.
Well, until next time, remember, don't stop eating when you're full. Stop eating when you hate yourself.
Too late.
Two Fat Guys Eat is a Castwave Studios production. For other shows and more, please visit castwavestudios.com.